All right, so those of you that were in macro are familiar with this, but those of you that are completely new to economics, you're about to learn your first model, right? So the circular flow diagram shows very simply how two entities interact with one another. So the two entities that we're going to talk about are, we're going to talk about the households. So individuals, their family members, and then we're going to talk about firms. Actually, let's do this. All right, so how do households interact with firms, right? Well, number one, we know a very obvious way that households interact with firms, right? Just like drive around. You'll see all these signs exhibiting how households interact with firms, right? In fact, there's one of them that has the price of the good in giant letters every time, right? Gas stations. So I'm talking about stores, right? We go to firms in order to buy goods and services. So firms sell goods and services to households. What do households do? They pay for those goods and services. But wait a tech, how are these households getting this money? Well, the households interact with firms in another way. The households provide labor services. For the firms. And then what do the firms do? They pay them salary, right? Wages, salaries, and benefits. Insurance, 401k stuff, sometimes discounts, right? So this is the simplest model we can come up with to represent the economy. There are two glaring omissions. Well, three. There's a lot of omissions, but there's three glaring ones that I see right off the bat. So what does this omit? That's an important part of the economy. What was that last point when we were talking about the learning objectives for this class? Right? We're talking about the market and structure for firms, talking about the income, how people receive income, and the role of the government, right? There's no government in here. There's no government providing services. There's no government, taxing, redistributing income, anything like that, right? What else is going on here? There's no exporting or importing. This is all just domestic kind of production, right? I mean, I guess these firms could be international, but we don't explicitly recognize it. And then the other part that is not in here, it is in some circular flow diagrams, but not in this one. What's the other way that you can kind of provide a service for a firm and earn a return? You can be a capital owner, a capital holder, and invest your capital in the firm, right? So this just assumes it's a labor-only economy. It assumes there's no government, and it assumes there's no international trade.